Hello Fishbourne School and welcome to another assembly. As you know, we've been thinking about inspirational people, and this week we're going to be focusing on inspirational people from the Bible. So in our Christian school we obviously learn about all sorts of religions, but today we're going to focus on Christianity, and we're going to think about people that were inspirational to Christians from the Bible. And the person I'm going to talk a little bit about today is Mary. So Mary was chosen to be the mother of Jesus, and most of you will know from our lovely nativity story, which we're going to be able to watch Key Stage 1 performing, that she was really, really special. So she was chosen by God to be the mother of baby Jesus. And Christians believe that Jesus had come to earth to kind of rescue the people and save the people as God in the flesh, really. So we think of God as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And Mary was lucky enough to be that person to give birth to baby Jesus so that God could come to kind of earth in the flesh. So the story I'm going to read to you today is all about the Christmas story, and it's called Sleepy Jesus. It was Christmas Eve. God was very busy. He mixed the colours for the sunset and shaded the sun. He drew the cloud curtains together and pulled down the heavy night sky. I hope you can see there some gorgeous pictures. God put the twinkle in the stars, pushed up the moon, and sprinkled frost everywhere. He had to work quickly as there was no time to lose. Tonight was very special. Baby Jesus would be born in a stable in Bethlehem, for there was no room at the inn. Mary and Joseph were staying in the stable in Bethlehem. They'd come a long way. They were tired and needed to rest. Soon, baby Jesus was born on the hay. He was very small. Mary wrapped him in a cloth and sang to him. He slept quietly, and Mary called him Sleepy Jesus. While Jesus slept, the birds hushed their cooing, the dogs stopped barking, the donkey stopped braying, even the cats stopped meowing for Sleepy Jesus. Only the mice whispered in the hay. I wonder why everybody was quiet. Perhaps they could sense that something really special was about to happen. God hung a big bright star in the east. He hushed the blowy wind, and everything was still and quiet. Wise men saw the star and travelled from far away. They had presents for baby Jesus. They knew Jesus was special. It wasn't quiet everywhere. High in the sky near Bethlehem, choirs of angels sang with joy about baby Jesus. I bet some of you are being angels in your nativity. I wonder what you're going to sing for us. Shepherds heard the angels singing in the sky. The angels told them to go and see baby Jesus. God pushed away the heavy night sky, dimmed the twinkling stars, and opened the cloud curtains. He mixed the colours for the dawn, poured the paints across the sky, and made the sun shine. Jesus stirred. He rubbed his sleepy eyes, then he opened them. He smiled. God's love shone out from baby Jesus. God smiled. It had been a busy night. And that was the story of Sleepy Jesus. Now I want you to just pause for a second, and I just want you to think of who were the main characters in the story. Have a little chat about it with your friends. Then have a little think about why those characters might have been inspirational. Have a chat together. So think about Mary. Why was she so inspirational? Have you come up with lots of ideas? I'd love to hear them. Then have a little think about God. God himself was inspirational. What can you remember in the story about what God did? If we look back, you can see at the beginning of the story, God was busy on Christmas Eve, painting the world, painting the night sky, mixing the colours from the sun, pulling together the cloud curtains and the heavy night sky. He put the twinkle in the stars and pushed up the moon. And I think that what that's trying to tell you is that God was the overall creator of the world in the Christian viewpoint, and everything that happened was because of God. So perhaps he himself was also an inspirational person. I've got another story here called The Story of Christmas, which is very, very similar, except lots of the children are dressed up, just like you have been in nativities in the past. Now, we're not going to read all of this, but we're just going to have a little look at some of the pages, because there's actually some quotes from the Bible in this one. So it says here, long time ago in the town called Nazareth in Galilee lived a girl called Mary. She lived with her family in a small house on the edge of the town. Mary often helped her mother with the household chores. She sang as she worked and chatted to friends who came to visit. Mary was engaged to be married to a man called Joseph. He was a good man who worked as a carpenter in Nazareth. And it says at the top, a town in Galilee named Nazareth. Fear not, Mary, thou hast found favour with God. Who do you think might be saying that? Yes, you're right, the angel. One day when Mary was busy baking bread, a shining figure suddenly appeared before her. Mary was alarmed and dropped the bread in fright. This was the angel Gabriel. He'd come to deliver a special message from God. Don't be afraid, Mary. God has chosen you to be the mother of his baby. You shall call him Jesus. He will be a very special king. Mary hurried to tell Joseph the news. He was troubled and wondered if he should still marry Mary now that she was expecting a baby. But that night in a dream, an angel told Joseph to go ahead with the marriage and all would be well. And I think that's a key point in the story, isn't it? Because that's the point where Mary's told that she's going to have a baby. But Joseph's a little bit confused by this. And there are many confusing things in the Bible that we have to talk and reflect upon. But Joseph put his trust in God, and Mary also put her trust in God. And therefore, they managed to give birth to the baby Jesus. Think about Christmas not only in the fun sense of presents and cards, but have a little think about it in terms of the Christian Bible over the next couple of weeks. We're really looking forward to seeing the year Key Stage 1 Assembly. Now if you could put your hands together and join together in your school prayer. I'll leave you to do that. Bye-bye.